Welcome everyone, this is Project 4 Racing and this is the Clio Cup Championship. Round 1, we're starting here at the Algarve track and this is race 1. We've just had the qualifying session and we've got the favourite driver of the Clios, Stelvio Canto. That is David Terra. He has put it on pole position. He is favourite to win this first race with his pace in these cars. He has really shown that he's the one to beat. So David Terra there with a 1:59.749, so a fantastically fast time there to put it on pole position. Very impressive from Michael Weddle, his teammate for Team Leather Gloves, in second place, less than a tenth behind. So we'll see how them two can work together to keep this pack behind them. We have the newcomer, Steve Smith. Now, Steve Smith joined Project 4 about a month ago, and he's really shown his pace as soon as he got onto the grid. So it'll be interesting to see him what he's like in race situation here. So good to see Steve straight on the pace here for us. And Mark Allen in fourth on the second row. Mark Allen always very consistent, very reliable teammate to have there. So Mark Allen will be pushing hard to try and get the win out of this one. Danny Henney starting in 5th place, good showing from Danny. Daniel Morris in 6th place. Kyle Power in 7th place with Rich Haynes in 8th place. Jamie Henderson in 9th. Another newcomer, Lewis Smith. Good to see another newcomer, Lewis Smith in 10th place with the Hellstorm. The poor showing from Hellstorm there. He's usually up the front, but not today. In 11th place, Jack Jury. Jack Drury in 2nd place with James Burns, newcomer James Burns in 13th place. James Burns is actually very, very quick here. He must have had a bad qualifying session there. He must have been held up somewhere, but he's in 13th place. I'm sure he'll be looking to make up a few grid positions during the race. David Whitehouse in 14th with Nick Holmes in 15th and Simon Adair in 16th. This is a full packed out grid. You can't get any more than this on the grid. So we will start this race and see how we get on. And we're going to wait for the red lights. There they are. Is Dave going to get away? Is he going to get jumped by his teammate? He's not. I tell you, we've got Michael Weddle. He's made a poor start there. Daniel Morris is really on the go here. But David Terra's got away nicely. He's already got a couple of car lengths ahead. He's going to get into the first corner first. But we have Daniel Morris about to take a position. He has taken the position off Michael Weddle. Weddle has dropped back. He's in danger of losing 3rd place here as well. And Mark Allen sitting nicely in 4th. Rich Haynes has moved up to 5th there. I'm guessing that's from that jump start, so he's going to have to back off slightly here. And everyone seems to be holding station. Some good racing and nice and clean through the first corner. Someone's gone wide there. I think that's Steve Smith going wide. Oh, he's touched his teammate as well. And hopefully they'll sort that out. But there's a big... Oh, Steve Smith! He's come back onto the track and he's taken his teammate out. That is not good. This is team points down the drain for those two. They're going to need a lot of work to do to get back up to the pack now, because slipstreaming these things down the straight, if you lose the slipstream, it's going to be quite hard to get back up to the back of these cars, and that is a shame for those two. But Stelvio already pulled out a half a second lead there from Daniel Morris, and Daniel Morris is he's really looking to hunt him down here. Michael Weddle's dropped a second and a half back already with Danny Henney in 4th. Mark Allen's dropped down to 5th place. Carl Power's moved up to 6th place. The Hellstorm has gone from 11th from the grid up to 7th. So that's a fantastic start from the Hellstorm. Lewis Smith's moved up 2 places with Jack Drury 9th. And we've got Shadow James Burns there in 10th place. David Whitehouse in 11th. And Steve Smith in 12th. Simon in 13th. Jamie Henderson 14th. Rich Haynes in 15th from that unfortunate re-entry from Simon. From Steve, and then we have Nick at the back there trying to make up some ground. But coming over the top of the crest here, we still have Daniel Morris really pushing hard. And apologies, I'm still trying to get used to all these names here. But 16 to look at here. Once the camera sorts itself, they'll be able to see him come down the straight. Here we go, line astern. First lap completed. Daniel Morris has got the toe. He's got the slipstream. He's pulled 2 tenths, 3 tenths he's pulled up on him. You can see how effective that slipstream is there. And will David be defending for Team Leather Gloves? I think he'll probably be holding. This is a 20-minute race, just to let you know. So there's plenty of laps and plenty of time to get the moves done. David holding out nicely here. Let's have a look and see where else the battles. We've got Carl Power closely followed. Here we go, Carl Power right behind Mark Allen with the Hellstorm down there in 7th place, trying to make up those positions qualifying. This is a great battle here. Carl Power in the middle, Mark Allen in the yellow car. Carl Power's pulling out. Is he just a scare tactic or is that an offensive move from Chris Daines? Either way, he's gone down the inside. There's a little hit there. He's pushed Mark out wide. Chris says, thank you very much. I'll take that. That's a great move. And unfortunately, Kyle's made no more positions up with that, but just pushed down Mark 1. So Mark down to 7th place, and Lewis is right on the tail now in 8th place. And it looks like already we have Steve Smith up to 9th place, and he was down in 14th the lap before, so he's really made an impression there. So Steve Smith's up, but we'll just stay with this battle for now because we've got Lewis on the back of Mark Allen. Is he going to make a move on Mark Allen somewhere? It's a very blind corner here. Very tricky corner to master. So many different lines you can take through here. It's really interesting to see. But downhill they come. Mark running just wide, but just on the limits there. And this is a good first lap racing here for race 1. Everyone desperate to make their mark on this championship and show people what they're made of. Try and consolidate those points early on. And Pantera, he's right behind David Terrar now. He's only a 10th behind, and I'm guessing they're going to come down the straight. He's close enough to make a move here. This is going to be interesting to see if David's going to pull over to the right, defend his position, and he does. He pulls over to the right. He's left the slipstream already, so he thinks he can get it done on sheer speed. But I tell you, we've got Michael Weddle, who's just tucking in the slipstream, and Daniel Morris is pulling him along nicely now. They're just breaking away from 4th place. That's Danny Henney in 4th, but this is going to be interesting. He's going to have to be pushed on the outside. He's not going to make the move around the outside. He's going to be careful there. Is he going to make a diving move? You can dive down the inside here. David taking a very defensive line. David's very good on the brakes. Very good at defensive driving, David. He's a very tough person to overtake. But Daniel Morris is renowned for being very aggressive. And if he sees the moves, he'll go for it. Michael Weddle really on the back of him now. Only half a second behind. Half a second behind first place here. Oh, he goes down the inside. He's taken him. He's pushed him wide. He's going to have to come back on the track. I think that's a little bit unfair. Michael might have to lift up the throttle and let him back through. Does he do so? It doesn't look like it. That's going to be a tricky one. Yes, Michael does let him back through. That's very fair play from Michael there. He tried to move. It didn't quite work out. He had to lift off and give him position, but that's just allowed David Terrar to pull away ever so slightly. And it looks like the Hellstorm's got past Kyle Power. There's a good battle going on behind. And this is Steve Smith desperately trying to get through the pack. He's made his way up to 7th now. This guy is on a mission. So with that hiccup on the first lap on turn 2 with his teammate, he's now he's desperate to get past, and he's trying every move he can possibly go. And we've got Kyle Power running a little bit wide there. It's okay, no advantage gained. We have Steve Smith. He's going to dive down the inside here. That's a lovely move. Kyle leaves him enough room. He's going to squeeze Kyle out of the track. That's no good. You need to leave a bit more room than that, Steve. Hard but fair, hard but fair. He had the inside line. And now they're all going to get a bit of slipstream. Steve flashing his lights saying, thank you very much. I'll take that. Over the top of the crest they come. Steve in 6th. Kyle in 2nd. Mark Allen in 8th. Lewis in 9th. David Whitehouse in 10th. David Whitehouse has joined this group now. This is incredibly close. There's less than a second separating 6th to 10th. Look at this. They're all drafting. They're all trying to pull out. Who's that pulling out now? That looks like Mark Allen pulling out to try and take 7th place of Kyle Power. Down the inside he's going to go. Is Kyle going to leave him enough room? Kyle turns at him, shuts the door, slams. No, thank you. Not today. We're not going to get past me. Mark Allen's lost a bit of time for that. We've got Lewis up on the inside of Mark Allen. Mark Allen shuts the door again. David Whitehouse has joined. We've now got James Burns trying to join in on the action as well. This is an incredibly close battle here. Are we going to have anyone diving down the inside? This is the hardest braking point of the track. Mark Allen's always the one flashing his lights, always leaves the lights, and there's a good move, and they've hit! Oh dear, that's... that looks like that was a... if you can do that to me, I'll do that to you. Kyle Power and Steve Smith. Round 2 that was. Steve done that to Kyle. Kyle then done it to Steve. But they're both losing out here. They need to work together if they're to get anywhere near the front here. People getting pushed out wide. This is real touring car stuff here. Loads of paint trading going on. Who else have we got going on? This is a good battle. We'll stay with this just for a little bit longer. We have Jamie Henderson in 12th with Rich Haynes just behind him, battling hard. Jamie Henderson, of course, in 12th place, racing for Chris's Jammy Karts. So in 12th place there, going to get a couple of points for the team if he stays there. But he would like to move up a little bit higher. But he's got a bit of work to do to catch David Whitehouse in 11th place. And still this battle rages on with Kyle Power. 5/10 back. We've got Shadow, that's James Burns. It looks like actually Steve Smith's just starting to pull away from these, and he's going to set on his way to try and get Mark Allen now. The Hellstorm seems to be all on his own. 3 seconds ahead of Mark Allen and 5 seconds behind Maverick, so it doesn't look like they're going to catch those two or be caught by him. So as long as the Hellstorm stays in that position, he'll get a solid 5th place. From 11th place, that's not too bad. So here's the main action though. For 8th place, we have a bit of a laggy car behind there. I think that's James Burns. There was some issue over James Burns' connection before this race, but I believe he's being sorted out for the next race, so that's good to hear. So a very tough race for everyone to start off with. I must say, there's a lot of bumping, bashing, but all very fair. A few wide lines going on, but I'm sure we'll have a look at that afterwards. But David Terra has pulled out a 2.2 second lead. He is dominating this race. He's not been challenged for the whole race, and he's really putting his mark on this championship already. He's the one, and he's the one saying, okay boys, I'm the one to beat, come and catch me. 2.8 seconds. So as we say, we've got David Terra racing for Team Leather Gloves. And we have, who was the top 3? We had Michael Weddle, obviously Team Leather Gloves. We have Bleak, that's Steve Smith. That's our new guy for Project 4. He's gone from 3rd down to 7th with that accident, but he is catching all the time. So I can see he's got the pace, but just an unfortunate situation where I'm sure he'll probably look back on lap 1 and probably think, maybe I should have lifted off. Left a bit of space and attacked later on, because now he's got to do all his work, sweating his way to the front again. But he's racing for Cat Aids Racing. We have a team, 2.5 men, Danny Haney, Marcus Allen. They're racing. And the Clio trio with Daniel Morris, James Burns and Nick Holmes. So we have 5 teams here. These guys, a lot of them obviously teammates, so they need to work together. But down the inside, there's a lot of contact, Steve. A lot of contact, but he doesn't make the advantage there. So he was just letting Mark know he's there. He's going to get past at some stage. Is he going to look down into one of the tightest corners? That's going to be a hell of a diving move if he can do it. I'm not sure he can get it done this time round. He's going to wait. Mark locks his brakes under pressure. Steve's going to have a better run out this corner here. We're coming up to the fast right-hander. He's going to take a look at some stage this lap. I can see him getting past this lap, but it depends where. Mark is very tough to get past. But Steve really showing his pace. I believe this will be about a 10-lap race. We have 4 laps remaining, with David Terra now 4 seconds in the lead. 4 seconds, wow. And we have a close battle now for 4th and 3rd with Danny Henny and, here we go, straight on the battle with Danny Henny and Michael Weddle. Michael Weddle was having to defend from Danny. Danny wanted a podium position here. Not seen much from Danny, but here we go. He's coming down the inside, he's going to have the run, and he's going to have the slipstream on Daniel Morris. And he's got it done for 3rd place. But Michael will now have the slipstream on Danny. So, will he push him along to try and catch Morris? Will they work together to try and catch 2nd place? Or will they just battle it out? Danny's pulling out to take a defensive line. But I do believe he's going to get the inside. You can see the slipstream working very well here. He's just backed off slightly. And backed out of him. Michael's going to make another move somewhere else, I believe. But that's Danny Henny up to 3rd place then. Jamie Henderson and Rich Haynes are very close together, 12th and 13th place. This is a battle. In fact, Jamie's dropped back to 14th now because Nick is coming through. Nick had that big off at the beginning, and Nick's got some good pace actually because he's found his way back through this race. He was a good 5-6 seconds off the next to last place, so he's found that time. caught these guys up and overtaken some very fast drivers there. So Jamie having a bit of a clanger here, down to 14th. Nick going a bit wide, but he'll keep it all together there. And he's going to set his eyes on Rich Haynes there in 12th place. It does look like we have Jack Drury, who's retired from this race, as he's 8 minutes back, so I'm guessing he's a few laps back now, so he's retired, with Simon back in 15th there. And where else have we got battles on the track? Let's have a look. Everyone's fairly, I think, second and third. I think this is the battle, actually, we should be looking at. We've got second, third and fourth here. David has gone, but these three, we have Daniel Morris in second, with Danny Henney in third, and Michael Weddle. Is he going to try and take him in the outside? Surely not. Danny Henney's going to make the move of the race here if he can pull this off around the outside of the last corner. They're side by side coming down to the last corner here. We're coming up to only 2 laps remaining after this one. And where's he going to go? They both want his slipstream. They both. We have Daniel Morris pulling out. That's now going to give Michael the edge, because Michael's now got the slipstream on him. Danny's left to his own devices. Michael pulls out. They're now 3 wide. But there's plenty of cars. You can go 10 wide here and still get away with it. He's going to be sandwiched in, and he just backs off, rightly so, backs off, lifts out a bit. That could have been a big accident there, but he's still got his nose in on the inside there. Michael coming down the inside. He's going to take this place off and take third back off of Danny Henney. Morris is defending very well. Morris has been in second place ever since the lights turned to green. Michael desperately wants that second place back from that poor start he had. So this has been the closest battle on the track so far. David Terra now 5.5 seconds. He's made the move down the inside. That's a great move. A little bit of paint trading. I don't think there's much wrong with that. He goes wide. He's going to have to pull back on the circuit. And I don't think there was much wrong with that. It was hard but fair. He had the inside line. And that was a good move from Michael Weddle there. Now Daniel Morris down in 4th place. So from 2nd to 4th in one corner. Daniel Morris hasn't given up yet. He's gone down the inside of Danny Henney. There's a bit of paint trading. More than a bit of paint trading. Daniel Morris needs that 3rd position for his team. And that was, again, that was touch and go. We'll have to see what the officials will think of that one. But that was tough. But unfortunately for them two, by doing that, Michael Weddle has now broke the toe and he's away. And it looks like Team Leather Gloves have a 1-2 on their hands if they can just keep it clean on lap 8 with 2 laps remaining. It's up to the 2 Dan and Daniels now. So these two that call themselves the Double Ds, or the D-Boys, or whatever they want to call themselves, they are now battling for pride. 3rd place. Who's going to get the last podium spot here? Hellstorm up to 6th place, holding nicely, battling well with Michael Allen. Beg your pardon, Mark Allen, chatting away about Michael all the time. Mark Allen and Kyle Power. This is another good battle, and this is for 6th place. This is so. Mark Allen is going to have the toe, and you can see 2nd place just up the road there. So everyone's still really close together, and those lights are blindingly bright. Mark's going to try around the outside. Chris defending well down the inside. There's no ways that they get around him, and Alistair makes an unmighty lunge around the outside, which is not going to work in these cars. And nice little punt. Just let him know he's there. And we've got Kyle Power. Just he's going to make a move on the inside of Mark Allen here. He's just squeezing past. And all the time they're doing that, they're allowing James Burns and Lewis Smith behind to catch up. But is Carl going to make a move down on Mark Allen? He is close enough. Is he going to make a lunge on him? He is close enough, but no. Mark's gone very deep into the corners and nearly collects Chris. Wow, nearly collects Chris onto that one, but not quite. That was close, but now it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car fight for 6th place. Great stuff. Let's go back to the top 3. See how Michael had a 2-second gap on Daniel Morris, and whether he's made a mistake somewhere or not, I don't know, but they've just caught him up again. So whether the two behind have just helped each other on the slipstream. Michael's now defending. He's gone very deep into that corner there, and here we go again. Round 2. We are now approaching the last lap of the race with David now 8 seconds in the lead of this race. David is in a world of his own. He is absolutely flying. So the man we all thought we needed to beat, we were right. He's absolutely flying. So with these three trying to battle out for the second place, it's allowed David to pull away nicely, I must admit. But here we go. This is the last lap. Line astern. We have Michael Weddle doing the fastest lap so far with a 59.4. So Michael Weddle's just put in the fastest lap on the last lap. Not that lap, but the last one. So Michael Weddle really putting in some good laps here. But he's now been caught and he's now going to be on the defensive. And there is 2 points for the fastest lap of the race. So at the moment, Michael Weddle holds that 2 points for the fastest lap. So if he can come second here and hold on to that fastest lap, he will joint first place points, which will be brilliant for Team Leather Gloves. Defending, lovely defending in there. Keeping it nice and tidy. Pushing to the outside. And the two, Daniel and Danny, banging wheels, but all the time. Look at this. Steve Smith has come out of nowhere. And he's about to join this group. With a couple more laps, Steve could have been right there and he could have challenged for first place. But unfortunately with that accident that's put him back, but Steve's joined this group here. But we've got now Michael Weddle second. Daniel Morris is just trying to hold that third place, but it looks like Danny really wants it more than him because he's not. No, I don't know which way this is going to go. I hope it doesn't end in tears because Steve is right there. Will Steve take all of this from them on the final lap of the race? David Terra has just crossed the line to win this race. There's some contact in the background there. Steve's pushed Danny out wide. Danny's lost the position. Steve's now in fourth place. Can Steve get on the podium with a third place here? We have Daniel Morris on the inside of Michael Weddle through the last corner. Here comes Steve Smith. Is he going to get enough toe to take second or even third or even second place off them? They're banging wheels around the last corner. He's out of shape. He's given him a punch. Steve's out of shape. He's lost it. Danny's back in fourth place. Can he just get the toe on Daniel Morris? Daniel Morris is pulling out. Who's going to get third place here? And it's going to be Daniel Morris. I know it's not. It's Danny Henney by a whisker. What an ending to that race. Absolutely fantastic. So it was David Terra from Michael Weddle, and what an ending to that race with Daniel Morris unfortunately missing out on the podium, but Danny Henney in third, Daniel Morris in fourth, and Steve Smith, who was actually looking at taking third place on the last corner, lost the back end of the car going down the hill, coming home in fifth. And with the Hellstorm in sixth, Mark Allen seventh, Carl Power eighth, James Burns in ninth, Lewis Smith 10th. We have Rich Haynes in 11th, Nick Holmes in 12th, David Whitehouse 13th, Jamie Henderson 14th, and Simon in 15th.